Welcome, King Lizzard, Xbox One and Forza Horizon 2, and this is the Rails to Trails event. Now basically this is a Rivals event that I'm doing. I'm going to have several shots at this. First I thought I'd take out this S-Class F-150 Raptor and run at it in external mode. Obviously I don't normally drive that way, I drive better internal, but I figured if I run externally you guys get to see a bit more of the game whilst I'm doing it. So obviously this is my first rival on this particular event, so I don't foresee that I won't break this. Obviously the first rivals generally, ridiculously what's the word, over the top and miles away from any average type time, so it's very unusual. You cannot break or beat a initial rival, that's for sure. I think this one's something ridiculous like 9 minutes or something, so I'm definitely not going to take 9 minutes to do this track. I'd probably foresee that I'll get this done in under 3. So it's quite a technical track. It does have some nice fast bits of road to go along, but it's also got lots of these quite nasty corners and stuff. Some of them don't look that bad, but when you take them at full speed they will claim you. So we're coming up to a built up area here. This bit here is particularly nasty. You want to slow down a little bit there just before you enter, otherwise you'll land up in that wall. Sometimes you can lose control there. And this next bit is particularly nasty because I see a lot of people, including myself, try to take that corner there and land up on that wall, and then subsequently on the other wall or over it in some kind of crazy crash. So this tune is a tune that someone else put together for me, one of my friends. I do my own tunes, but this guy does some pretty good tunes, pretty reliable tunes, and he's part of the family, so to speak. So he's someone that I do download a lot of tunes to support, get him some cash in the game and stuff, but I also do my own tunes. So as predicted, 6 minutes 32 off of the time, so around 2.5 minutes my first attempt there in that Ford F-150 Raptor. So let's have another dig at this. Always do at least 2 runs in one vehicle. Sometimes, depending on how many mistakes I'll make, then I may go further with the one vehicle. Some tracks are just tougher than others, and you just have to work them out and find the best routes. Right, off to a flying start on this section. Really nice start. Got to remember to slow her down into this nasty corner. Perfect. That was a good run for that car. But so far 20% in, and a very good run. Can actually cut that and go through those trees then and kind of power slide it through the checkpoint. But the game is a little bit tetchy when it comes to checkpoints. Sometimes you can drive straight over a checkpoint and it doesn't recognise it, and it can be quite frustrating at times. But you can do that shortcut. I've done it before. It's just a matter of getting it right. This vehicle's a bit of a long base vehicle, so I sort of thought about it and changed my mind rather rapidly, given I'd made such a good start in the initial. Losing a bit of traction here on this section. I think it's because my speed's just that little bit higher this time around. And into this kind of nothing corner there. You can generally take that one flat out. This one you do need to slow down for, you'll land up in that wooden barrier or wooden fencing there. Straight up the corner, nice cut there. I did a little bit of a donk on the wood there, slowed me down a little bit, but nothing too drastic. And then into this tight left-hander. It doesn't look tight, but it is quite a nasty corner if you take it at full speed. And then this is probably the nastiest corner on the track, which is that raised wall bit there. 80% in. quite a good time so far. My rival's not too far off there, so he's maybe just a corner away from me. Got this wrong. Or slowed me right down. I can only presume my rival did the same thing there, because he's not quite on the back end of me as yet. Or they are not quite on the back end of me as yet. Coming off on the grass, though, we're better off to stay on the road. Let's see if we've got it. So there's a 3-minute decrease, so now down to 2:33 was the target. 3 minutes to something, so I just did it under 2:30. So this time I'm dragging out the old Ford Transit S2998 tune. Seems a bit of a crazy thing to stick in that class. Again, this was done by my family member, and this is my first time driving this thing, so I'm sort of interested to see what it's going to do and how drivable it is. And surprisingly, it's a really good tune. I'm going way too fast into this corner. I get carried away talking and basically enjoying the ride. I'm driving in-car on this. I love the in-car on these, these bigger vehicles. Obviously the Raptor's got quite a nice in-car as well, but I wanted to try and give you two perspectives while I was doing this Rivals event, Rails for Trails. So not too badly taken. They could have done without being on that grass. Quite nicely driven there, kept on the road, bit of grass, nothing too drastic. This one you can flag it out round, remember, just a little bit of a cut off there. Try to take it as the bird flies approach. Now this is where you do need to slow down. If you can slow down enough here, you'll go wide coming up into this next right-hander. So yeah, got that good. Managed to get through there okay. Need to be careful not to get too close to the left hand there and hit that barrier. Quite well taken. So far so good. Can't see my rival on the map. Might be right behind me, I suppose, or on top of me, but I don't think so. A real nasty corner this. My first attempt at this, I actually crashed it out big time here. So this is my second run in this vehicle. But obviously my first time driving this vehicle in general, other than obviously the crash primers. Coming into that final straight, let's see if we did any better. It's be interesting to see if I actually broke the Raptor time, which actually was a pretty good run for that Raptor. So let's see what this S2 full transit's done. Wow. Took 7 seconds off. That must have given me a slightly slower rival on the retry, because I think I was on 229, wasn't I, after the last one? Let's see what we can do in this one. This one's going to be quite tight. I'll probably call this my last. Slowed myself down there on that corner. It wasn't a good start. Got some work to do now to make up for that mistake. But remember to slow it down. Yeah, my rival's got ahead of me there. He went well wide on that corner though, so I managed to do slightly better than him, although I could have done with him not being on that grass. Okay. The rival's right on top of me at the moment. Heading into this kind of straight. Bit of a lift off there for the speed. Slow her down. A little bit too wide there, sliding on the grass. Got it under control quite quickly though. So nothing too drastic. Bit of a slide into that one, but well controlled. I just can't believe how much fun this thing is to drive. You've got to try this thing out. Very good. Okay. I'll fly through that corner. Next one's where I need to be a little bit warier. No, I'm too wide. There you go. Hit that wall. Slowed me down a little bit. Got to keep pushing it through. Didn't lose a massive amount of speed. Still carried some good speed over that hill there. Going up to the build-up area here. Tidish right-hander. Controlled quite nicely there. No slide. and then into this very dangerous left-hander. Yeah, I could just see my rival on the rear there, literally probably a couple of seconds ahead of him, or then I should say. Okay, 84% of the way through. My final attempt. See if I can bag this with a difference. It got that wrong, cost me some time and speed there. Coming up to the final straight on this corner. I really want to try and keep this on the road. I've got off on the grass again. There we go. 2 seconds down. So nice break on the time again. Well, thanks for watching. This was Rails for Trails Rivals on Forza Horizon 2 Xbox One. Please remember to rate the video, and if you're not a subscriber, don't be shy. Click that sub button. Take care.